Guys, there are spoilers for this film and this review. So, if you wish to not be cursed like that, you guys will have to go watch the movie and come back. You have been warned.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Naomi. So yeah, this is going to be a great time.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Naomi HD, and this week we watched Smile 2, the second installment in what I assume to be the ever-growing Smile franchise. Now, if you guys watched my Smile review, which was 2 years ago, which you probably didn't, but that's fine, I think it was okay at the time. I've kind of soured on it. This movie was much better. It was, the scares were, I have gripes, I'll tell you, but this film was just really fun. It was entertaining. It was good. And that is what I enjoyed about it. But before I go on a whole tangent about why I like this film, I'll tell you why I like this film and more back at the house.
Lewis?
You're not in control! I am!
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Naomi HD, and this week we watched Smile 2, written and directed by Parker Finn, starring Naomi Scott, and this was a no-brainer after the smash hit of Parker Finn's debut, Smile, that released 2 years ago, only 2 years ago. This film, this film was a psychological horror film, curse film. And if you guys know me, I love me some curse films. I love me some, some Ju-on, some Ring-Yu. I love me some Noroi the Curse, one of my favorite horror films of all time. Thank you very much. Curse films, I have a special place in my heart for curse films. And this film, I think, did the curse name justice. This felt like a curse movie. And one thing I really liked about it is it was such an improvement over the first one. Now, if you guys watched my last video on the first one, you might not have, so I'll give you a little speed. I believe I liked it at the time. But in hindsight, I don't hate Smile. I thought I hated it for a while, but now I've kind of turned around on it. It's not a bad movie. Actually, it's really good for a debut. I just have a lot of problems with it. And my main gripes were the jump scares. There are way too fucking many. They're the loud sound central, too many fucking jump scares. And although the premise of it was really good, which I'll get into about the sequel, which it improved on that premise so much, and expanded on it so well. But this movie, or the previous, I should say, was just, it didn't kick in the next gear. You know what I mean? It always felt like it was in first gear and almost got into second gear, but it just didn't quite hit it. You know what I mean? And with, in my opinion, an unlikable protagonist, I really think that in hindsight, think that the first film had a lot of flaws. But this one, I really enjoyed it. Now, is it a perfect film? No. It still has flaws and it still has problems, and I'll get into that. But I just really think this is a really good step in the right direction because it did it right. Now, the problems, it still relied on loud noises and jump scares, which I was not a fan of, because sometimes there were moments in the movie where I was getting really into a scary scene. I was getting really into a big, spooky, tension-filled moment, and then it would just end with a loud noise and a jump scare, and I'd jump and I'd be like, fuck you! I wanted a good payoff to that, right? And that's how most of the scares ended in this movie, with a loud noise and ah! You know what I mean? That's how most of them ended. But I will say, they weren't as stupid. Most of the jump scares in this actually made sense. Unlike the last one, where it just felt like they were there to be like, just to oh, I got you. You know what I mean? That's like really why most of the jump scares in the first one were there. But this one, the jump scares at least felt like they had a purpose. Still didn't like them, but they had more of a purpose. There wasn't like a jump scare from a door or anything like the first one, like a door closing. But anyway, this film, let's get into this one. Now, I can't get over it. I really liked how they didn't have to establish the curse. They didn't have to, like, discuss it. They didn't have to discuss it because a lot of people have seen the first one, so you don't really need to explain it. You know what I mean? It's really not all that. Like, you don't need to explain it because everybody already knows what's going on. And I like that. They know that. Parker knows that, so he just expands on it, and he just more creative. He just gets more creative with it. And I really love the way he does it because it's just, oh, it's so good. Especially the ending, which I'll get into later. I just can't get over it at the fact that the monster actually feels like, I don't know, they feel more threatening, but yet again, I really like how sadistic they are, because obviously they're like a demon, right? So, and, you know, demons are pretty sadistic, right? They like kind of toying with their prey. And this one is like, it's a trauma demon, so it feeds off fear, it feeds off trauma, it feeds off negative emotions, right? So, if you don't know, basically what happens is the demon feeds off, they find a host by having their current host kill themselves in front of somebody so that they can move hosts from that person to that one, the one who witnessed it, and they feed off their trauma and their fear and their sadness and their whatever negative emotion for a little under a week, and then they do the same thing with the next person, and then they do the next person, the next person, the next person, right? It goes on and on and on. And I really like that concept, and I really think this film did it justice because, and also, like, obviously the demon can take control of you whenever it feels like it, right? And you're never in control because it's a being beyond your comprehension. It's a being beyond your power. You're just a human. This thing's a full-on demon. You think you can stop this thing as a mortal human? No, you can't. And you also especially can't stop because it's in your fucking head. It knows what you're thinking. So it won't ever let you try and stop it because it knows what you're going to plan. You know what I mean? Like, it's impossible, right? It's simply impossible. And that's the best part. It's that the whole premise of these movies is that you can't stop it. It's inevitable. No matter how much you try, you can't stop it. And I really like that because it's like, it's cruel, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, I went into this movie knowing that the main character was going to die, because the main character died in the last one, and it's an impossible situation to get out of, like I said, unless they literally, like, fucking go to hell and fight the damn thing, however the fuck you plan on doing that. Yeah, you're not going to have a lot of luck. And I just like how little hope there is in these movies. Like, they try to give you hope, but they always snatch it away from you. And I love that. I really love how, like, it dangles the, like, a good ending in your face, and then it gives you, like, the biggest dump punch ever. And I was gonna get to it at some point, but the ending of this movie made it for me. I was kind of on the fence the whole time. Like, the jump scares and the loud noises were really bothering me, and I was kind of iffy, and I thought the movie was going to end, like, kind of lame in a broken down building like the first one did, but it didn't. The second movie ends with, hear this, the main character, she's like a pop star, right? She's like a Taylor Swift, like, Britney Spears type. She's like super popular, really famous pop star. And she's in a concert of like 5,000 people, and she gets possessed by the demon in front of 5,000 people, and she kills herself, implying that she literally infected 5,000 fucking people. It was an awesome ending. When she got teleported to the concert, was like, yes, do it. Please let this be the ending of the movie. Have her kill herself in front of everybody. And she did. And it was so fucking good. It was perfect. When I saw that this movie was going to be about a pop star getting the curse, I'm like, please have her die in a concert at the end. Please have her die in front of everybody in the concert. And it's just like, oh, it was perfect. This is literally the best ending you could have made for a movie like this. Way better than ending the first one. And I really like, as I said, the dread that this instills and the implications. I don't think they should make another one. I think this literally could be a good, like, ending to the franchise, because it leaves it ambiguous. Is this, like, the apocalypse now? Because she literally infected 5,000, like, thousands of fucking people with this virus, like, with the curse. And you think that isn't going to spread to more people? You know, with a widespread amount of people killing themselves in front of everybody? No, it's going to spread even faster. So it's like, but I like how it's up to you to decide what was next. I really think that it's better that we just leave it on that note, on that sour note, because a movie like this should end that way. You shouldn't have a happy ending in a movie like this. And it was perfect. That ending was the best part of the movie. It was the best part, because it was everything I ever wanted. And it had that it factor that the first movie just didn't have for me, in hindsight. And I really think that you should really go out and watch this one. Should you watch the first one first? Probably. But even though the first one is weaker, in my opinion, I think it's worth it to get to this one, because this one is very strong, and I think it is a very, very enjoyable movie. And I'd say it's probably one of the most enjoyable horror films of the year. While I do still think my favorite is The Substance, I don't think anything will top The Substance right now. Substance was so good. But this movie right here, I think, is a close second, maybe close third. There are some pretty decent horror movies coming out this year, which is plus. Very good plus. And overall, that being said, absolutely recommend this film. And I think I'd rate this film a 7.5 out of 10. Very much enjoyed it. Very much would recommend it. Very much liked it. Very enjoyable. Very horrific and dreadful. And yeah, I think of some piece. So guys, if you like this video, share with friends, subscribe, notifications on. Comment on what you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really say that. What I really meant to say. So if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, how much hate me in the comments. I've learned to HD off to put on a happy face. Jack Nicholson's son actually is in this movie. Ray Nicholson, I believe his name is. And I think the only reason they did is because he's Jack Nicholson's, they casted him is because he's Jack Nicholson's son and he can make a creepy smile. I will admit, his smile is the only creepy smile in the movie. Because Jack Nicholson's son is still Jack Nicholson's son. I mean, he's got a creepy face. I'm just saying, I can't even do it. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't even know. I don't know how the Nicholsons do it, man. I don't know how they live with such creepy faces. It's like, I can't do it.